What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge, the nightly podcast that tells it like it is. It is Monday. The portal is officially open, and OU has had several guys into the portal. I don't know if there's any surprises. To me, there's not any surprise. Whether you want to say shocked or surprised, I think they're the same stinking thing. I know Jay thinks differently, but they're the same in my opinion. I'm not shocked at any. The only one that I'd say was a tad bit was Vickers, but he wasn't playing anyway. I did think he had some good potential out of the ones that hit the portal. But now it's about the bigger question of not who you're going to lose, but who you're going to bring in. We are here tonight. It's 9:30. It's time to get after it here. Thanks, everyone, for being in the comments. You guys that are on here every single night, we appreciate you. Jay Johnson says Malik Murphy is a quarterback worth getting. Yeah, Jay, I like him. Here's the problem. He's not going to come play second fiddle. Not going to come play second fiddle. That's the thing. Yeah, Colin's already dropping all the names that we're going to get to, but Garen Hatchett, Josh Bates, Kenai Walker. There's Jay. Welcome, Jay.
I'm here, man.
Vickers, Eric McCarty. No shock at all.
I'm not surprised by anything at all.
Hey, second fiddle too if they bring someone else in, Ron.
Hey, bringing up the Hatchet stuff, you could fix some of this problem that you're having in the portal if there was some rules behind it. Some of these people that, like, I think he transferred, then he went back to Washington, which is fine. But, like, he came to OU, he got injured, never played. Then I don't know. I think there needs to be some rules in the portal. I don't know what you would do, really. And I know we've had this argument before. But there's some guys that you've listed here, not from OU, but from other schools. I mean, somebody put Malik Murphy be his third school in 3 years. I mean, it's just.
Did he kill it? What were his numbers at Duke, Jay?
He's pretty good at Duke, man.
Yeah, I like his size. I like
him. I like him. How many schools has Chandler Morris been at now? This
Jay, is my point. And Hunter says it in the chat. Why would he be stuck in a place that won't?
Hunter, here's the deal. Here's what I'm saying, Hunter, is this. If you have rules in place, you're going to think a little more carefully about where you're going to go and if you want to go there. Right now, you can just – and here's another thing that matters is the NIL. It's because of this. For instance, let's just throw a quarterback out there. Back in the day, Baker Mayfield came to Oklahoma, just walked on. He just wanted to be a part of it. He got the starting job, right? Now, with the NIL, if you're paying a guy to come in and play, where's the quarterback competition? You're paying a guy, you're probably going to play him. You see what I mean? Is there truly a competition if you're paying a guy a certain amount of money to come in? He's going to start. So that he tells your backups to, hit the road.
OU's going to get one quarterback out of the portal. So if they get Malik Murphy,
why do you think they're going to get one? You sure about that?
They have to get one.
Why? They have three.
They're going to get one.
I agree. I'm just asking.
My point is they're not going to get two. So if they get someone like Malik Murphy, then it's between him and Mike Hawkins. Danny wants Chandler Morris. He's a gamer. Well, Danny, here's what I would say to that. And Danny was asking about McCauley, Jay. What are your thoughts on McCauley? Maybe Hunter can drop some stats in on him.
I don't know a whole lot about him except he left Indiana throughout the year. So I don't know a whole lot about him. Chuck, real quick. Chuck, you are paying the backup. I agree. But you're probably paying the guy you got from the portal quite a bit more, if I had to guess. I don't know.
Hey, my question for Danny is this, and thanks for being on here, Danny. Hey, Danny, real quick, though. You weren't right. You said that OU was a lock, that you had sources, that it was Tulane or Army. Just remember that. You're wrong. So, hey, I just want to get that out there first. And then I want to say something, Danny. You like Morris better than Murphy, and I can get behind that a little. I think Morris is a gamer as well, Danny. I think he is. However, you also, I believe you kind of ripped Mateer. He's the same gamer. Like, they're a gamer. Mateer's a definite gamer.
Okay, let me ask you this, though.
I'm not sold on either.
Let me ask you this. Hawkins and Morris.
Mateer is crazy.
You got Hawkins and Morris. Why wouldn't you just go with Hawkins?
I agree, Jay. I agree.
I mean, to me, there's not much different. I mean, Morris has experience, but I don't think he's no just guy that's so much better than a. I mean,
what were his numbers this year, Jay?
I don't know. I think Hunter dropped him in there.
I agree with the better competition aspect of it. I agree, but I don't think Chandler Morris is coming back to OU.
I don't know. No clue.
Hey, I've got to say something really quickly. And by the way, the Guthrie scandal is ridiculous. I don't know why there hasn't been.
I haven't heard about it. I don't know what.
Hey, I've got to say something here. And you're not going to like this, Sooner fan, and I'm getting ready to get ripped. Cam Ward's numbers were way better than Dylan Gabriel's.
It's not about numbers for the Heisman, Jerm.
Okay. But you can't rip Cam Ward for being a finalist when his numbers were way better. But I thought it was about best player, Jay.
Jeez.
Go look at their numbers. I think he's got about 900 more yards, almost 1,000 more yards. I may be wrong on that.
Danny says Cam Ward is better than DG. I disagree.
His numbers are 10 times better.
He might be better talent-wise than Dylan Gabriel. Yeah. Who's the better quarterback? DG.
Hey, Jay, what's funny is I was wrong on DG, but I was right on one thing. I said he wouldn't put up better numbers than he did at OU, and he didn't. And he also didn't put up near as good of numbers as Bo Nix did at Oregon. I was right. Not even close to Bo Nix.
Hey, I've heard some stuff. Some people put this in the Discord. I heard some of this today about the Joe John. I don't know, guys. No clue.
Not even close, Hunter. Not even close. You were wrong on that.
Still has a couple games, Jerm.
Yeah, he would have 2 more games, and he still couldn't get it. That's what's funny.
A lot of people are agreeing with the Ward is better than Gabriel.
Well, his numbers aren't even close, Jay.
And Sooner, you're right. Sooner WX, it is Arbicle's job to go get a quarterback. If they're wanting a quarterback, if they think Hawkins isn't a guy, they're going to go get a guy. So I do think it's sad, this part of college football that's really upset me. And it's the fact that there isn't as much competition for spots anymore. There's just not.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's either if you don't win your spot, you're going to transfer. If you get paid more money, they're probably going to play you, whether you're playing as good as somebody else or not. There's just, I just feel like you have the whole competition part of it that I think is kind of losing its luster.
Go get Cam Rising. I'm in on it.
9 years in the college, Jerm, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And Pink says enter the portal once.
There should be a rule. I agree, Jay.
There won't be a rule with NIL, though. You can't do it. You can't limit them for that. That's the problem.
Hey, I've talked to a few people today that know some things. We'll see what happens.
On what?
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say till it happens. No problems with young players. What happened there? Banking money and what? I get it, but there should be some kind of consequence. But there's not going to be.
No, it's a until you get contracts. That's the only way to stop it. Is you lock somebody in for 2 years, they can't leave. I mean, if you
I was being facetious. Chuck. Did you like it?
What did you do? I don't even know if I heard it.
Obviously, you don't listen to me, Jay.
Well, sometimes I tune it out. I'm not going to lie.
Thanks for being honest. Blame it on your sources. Blame it all on your sources. Hey, I've got to say something. And
why do you preface it with that? We all know you're going to say something.
People aren't going to like what I'm about to say, and you're for one tonight because I've already argued with you time and time again on it. First, I will say Kendall Daniels at OU would be great. But here's what I was going to say, Jay. There are the talk of don't go get these small school guys. I can get behind that. On a couple positions, but I can't get behind that on everything. The other day I said I'd rather get good players instead of players from good schools. I said that the other day. I'd rather get really good players instead of players from really good schools. Now, here's what I mean by that. I can go to the NFL and I can show you a lot of guys that played at small schools that were wide receivers and tight ends.
Yeah. What are you saying?
If you're going to get someone from a small school, you're better off. If that's the position that you're going to do that, you're better off than doing it that than an O-lineman.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think O-line in the portal is a very good spot for portal. I don't think O-line position tends to be very good at all. But I think OU needs to get a couple. And I think Texas A&M has one or two that'd be pretty good. You can find them. It's just I think the margin is so slim on hit or miss on those guys.
Hey, JB, we have a dual threat quarterback. Yep, Michael Hawkins. I want to say this, Jay. Ben Arbuckle, the new OC, if it's his offense, he's got to go say, this is the guy I want starting.
Well, he's got to get competition in there. Right now, Michael Hawkins and nobody. How can you really tell with Michael Hawkins unless you get somebody in there to go against him in the spring?
Well, Arbuckle could watch him right now and just see what he looks like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, if he's a quarterback whisperer, maybe he can say, okay, I know what Mateer was. I know what this guy is. I like what I see here. But he can definitely do that from the portal.
And I like Barry Brown a lot, Danny. I think Barry Brown would be a great addition.
Jay, if Mateer plays in the bowl game, Caleb Williams played in the bowl game and left.
Yeah. So did Tawi Walker.
Tawi Walker played in the bowl game.
Tawi Walker announced he was portaling and still played in the bowl game. Remember that?
Yeah. Who's not nobody?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
He is not nobody. That's insane to even say. Did someone in the chat say? I don't remember if I said someone was nobody or not.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
Please enlighten me on who a nobody is.
Bowl game's the 27th. Portal closes 28, but he does get 5. He does get 5 extra days. I don't know. I mean, Mateer could announce he's going to portal and still play in the bowl game. Who knows?
Hey, Hall of Fame. I never said Hawkins was a nobody. Did you, Jay?
No, I said there's nobody to go against him right now.
Yes, exactly.
I said there's nobody to go against him as far as competition. You got Brandon Zerberg, and you got the guy they just signed that was Jet that was supposed to go to OSU. Other than that, who else is there?
There is nobody else.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's it. So all I'm saying
there is nobody else there.
So yeah, nobody. That's what I'm saying. So wouldn't you go get a portal guy to at least have competition? I don't know if they will or not. I have no clue.
Yeah, they're going to get a portal guy.
I would think they'd bring one in. Here's where I was saying earlier: if you go get a big-time quarterback, the problem you have is you're not really setting it up for competition because you're basically saying we're going to go get a quarterback and we're going to put Hawkins as a backup. I don't like that either. I think competition is what you need. And if you're going to bring a guy in, that's the problem with NIL when you pay people to come in. It's not like you're promising the job, but you kind of are. You're going to get the guy you want. I just think, I mean, I like Hawkins. And I don't think it's fair to tell anything on Hawkins after 1 year because we all know they weren't coached very good at quarterback. I mean, everybody
weren't coached at all, Jay.
So everybody knows.
They weren't coached at all. And the other thing is, there's been names dropped in here tonight of quarterbacks. What, 3 or 4, Jay, that have been dropped in here?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we talked about 2 nights ago that this needs to be a quarterback competition. But again, is a Ben Arbuckle, if Mateer did come in, do you honestly think there'd be a competition?
If they go,
I'm asking you, Jay.
No, if they get Mateer on the portal, Mateer's going to start.
There is no competition.
That's what I said earlier. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so that I'm saying people want competition.
They can say there's competition, but I just don't know if it really truly breeds competition if you're paying. We all know Mateer would probably get paid pretty good, I think, right? Don't you think his number to be pretty high if he enters? First off, he has to enter. So
Bobby's right. Hawkins right now, Ben Arbuckle.
I agree.
I mean, like I said earlier, Jay, Ben Arbuckle on campus could look at Hawkins and say, okay, I've coached several quarterbacks, and this guy looks like he can be better than every one of those I've coached. He might say that.
And Michael Hawkins is in a great spot because you know what? Other than Mateer, which we don't know if he's even portaling, he gets first impression with Arbuckle. So you get these practices, you get the bowl game to perform, and it's like he can make a statement like, hey, he can make a statement just talking to Arbuckle like, hey, don't need to go get anybody. This guy looks the part, all that, like you said. But he's going to kind of get to show his stuff here for the next 3 weeks. Now, who knows if they have something in place for already bringing in a quarterback? I don't know. No clue, man.
Hey, the other thing, I like what Sooner fan says it is because with Fabechi last year, I looked at his size, I looked at his experience, and I got way too excited about that. I do like when guys have measurables, but the gaming aspect of it, a guy who is a gamer to me says a lot.
Hey, Jackson's asking if we're going to portal. Where would we go? Happy here. Okay.
Happy I don't know why would he even bring that up.
The competition will still be there because if they screw up, they will get sit down. You're right on that. But if you're bringing in a really good quarterback, I don't think the screw up's in their mind. I mean, for instance, you threw Malik Murphy out there earlier. Somebody did. Now, I do think Malik Murphy, I think you'd probably have a competition between him and Hawkins. I think it'd be a fair competition.
Hey,
because neither one of them have run the offense. The Mateer thing is different because he's been in the offense. It's like when Dylan Gabriel came over. I mean, he knows the offense. That's the difference, I think. Jake Fox. I like Hawkins a lot. I mean, I just think it wasn't a fair battle this year with him because of the position he was put in with the coaching staff, as far as the offensive side of all the schemes. I don't know. I think he can be really good. Is he ready for SEC right now? That remains to be seen. We haven't seen it yet because he's only played 3 games he started or whatever. So I don't think you've seen it. You have to see now. It's totally different when you get under a guy that can coach offense and quarterbacks. It's a totally different game.
Hey,
he's got talent for sure.
Danny, Gundy won 0 games in the Big 12 this year. OU won 1.
With the Gundy stuff.
They were both bad. To say Mike Gundy's
career-wise, yeah. Gundy's is the best coach to ever coach at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, if we're talking about years, absolutely. This year it was bad.
They didn't win a game, please.
Hey, someone talked about Arbuckle earlier about
I don't even know why you put that. You just want Danny's trying to get you going, Jeremy. That's all it is.
I know. Well, when he already knew he was wrong, so yeah. Both quarterbacks were pretty good without great coaching. Both quarterbacks they played pretty bad. They definitely didn't have any good coaching. I would hope Hawkins can progress. He's played 2 games. So
yeah. And the thing is, somebody put in there, Jackson Arnold wasn't ready for the SEC. Here's the deal. Times have changed, guys. The times of a freshman quarterback not being ready, if they're not ready, what happens, unfortunately, is they're going to either leave or you're going to go get somebody else because that's just the way it is with the NIL and portal. It's like, if it doesn't work out, we'll just go try to find somebody else. I mean, that's just the way college football's turned into. I mean, you can say developmental game, and I like that term, and it is in some positions, but also some quarterbacks that sit after 1 year or 2 years and they're a high 5-star recruit or whatever, 4-star recruit, they're going to be like, I'm going to go somewhere else. So it is. So.
Man, I said 3 guys into the portal today, Jay. I think you said 2. And it ended up being 5. You think Hatchett goes back to Washington?
I thought he already announced.
Oh, that he's going back to Washington?
I may be wrong on that. I thought I saw on Twitter where one of the brothers put it out, I thought, but I may be wrong. Yeah, he basically announced. That's what I thought.
I didn't see that he was going to Washington, though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. OU basketball, number 13 with Bedlam coming up.
Yeah, it is. Let me see here. There was no.
Hey, Eric, you're actually wrong. You're saying if he was a 3-star, his career would have been over already. If you're talking about Jackson Arnold, no, it wouldn't have. He would have transferred just like he did now. I mean,
it doesn't matter if he wasn't a 3-star; he was a 5-star. So why does it matter?
It doesn't even matter. He's got 2 years left, he'll go play somewhere. I mean,
I do not think he's going to end up at Mississippi State. Do you? I don't know if you saw the report. I think it was from Pete Nakos that put it out that he's projecting he's going to end up at Mississippi State. I don't think he will. I think a better chance he ends up maybe at Auburn.
yeah, I'm not.
Did you
The
fall
only
for
way he's
another
going to
one,
go to
Jerm?
Mississippi State is if Van Buren leaves, Jay.
Wait, did you fall for another one today?
No, he's talking about what you just said about Washington, I think.
No, there are a lot of spam stuff on.
I haven't even mentioned anything about Twitter tonight.
It drives me nuts. Okay, the fake Twitter stuff.
Someone just put in here that Mensa, we need to go get Mensa cheap for a competition against Mateer. What? Listen, Michael Hawkins is going to be in the competition too. And furthermore, you're not getting Mensa or Mateer cheap. If Arnold's going for 1.3, you're going to pay at least that.
Well, quarterbacks aren't cheap in the portal anyway.
No.
They're not. It's just not. It doesn't seem like if you go by the
He's not leaving Tulane for cheap. Like, do not worry about the quarterback. Just get the offensive line.
Disagree. I think
I agree with that somewhat, but I don't think they're going to make a lot of moves in the O-line.
I agree with that somewhat. The O-line's got to be a lot better, but quarterback, you got to have a good quarterback that can make plays. I mean, you can't say just
got to have a guy who can make plays. Arnold's going to get probably 1.1, 1.2 million.
Who knows? I don't know that. How would you know that?
I think I said.
I thought you said probably.
Probably doesn't mean he is, Jay. Jeez.
Probably. What does probably mean, Jerm? Define it.
It's my estimate. It's probably.
If I tell you tomorrow, I'm probably going to give you $100. Are you expecting it tomorrow?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, please. Please.
Hey, Danny, what's horrible about it? His evaluation is 1.3 million, bud. The horrible take was your take yesterday when you basically locked it in, told me who OU was playing, said take it to the bank, facts. That was the horrible take.
Hey, I agree with you. Arnold's going to get paid good money. I don't know how much, but I think he's going to get paid good. He's a
Danny, he's getting $1 million.
Yeah, I think he'll get $1 million too. I think he'll get $1 million.
Guys, a lot of these players are getting more than they should.
Yeah, Greg says probably means they're
it doesn't mean it's take it to the bank, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need Luke Haas. Josh, absolutely. But in my opinion, I'm not sold on anyone OU is going to get. This is very similar to recruiting. It's just a very fast-paced recruiting. And it's tricky, Jay. It's tricky because you got to figure out who you want quickly, and then you got to make a move quickly. You can't wait. And then you may pay someone, and then someone else drops in the portal, and you're sitting there thinking, well, crud, we should have went after this guy. It's got to be. It is, to me, that is a very high anxiety, stressful situation.
I would agree. I wouldn't want it. That's for sure.
It's way higher anxiety and more stressful than recruiting is out of high school. It's not even close. And that's why I think staffs should have a portal recruiting committee separate from high school recruiting.
Hey, Devon Mitchell is going to play in the bowl game, I would think, if he sticks around. Right?
Yeah, because Sharp's gone.
Yeah, Sharp's gone.
But Jay, think about this. If you get a portal group together, they don't do anything with high school recruits. Their one job, these 3 or 4 guys, is to be anytime a guy hits the portal, you're evaluating. And then you go to the staff and say, this is the guy.
What about it?
I think that kind of stuff needs to happen instead of relying on.
Hey, Bubba Burcham. You know Bubba.
Yeah.
He put on Twitter today, I saw it. He put getting portal guys is more important now than high school. Do you agree or disagree? That's what he put out there. He was basically saying that is it more important to get portal or high school? I think it's more important to get high school. It's more important to get high school, but you have to get a good core from the portal every year. Every year.
Yeah. And Jay, Daniel, you're right. It's the way of the world. Even in high school, because I'm around high school athletes, they don't wait around. It's
instant gratification.
Instant gratification. Chuck says, don't worry about that, Jerm, if they're moving to NFL front office. Okay. And then I know Chester said something about, where was Chester's? Oh, we should already have that, Jerm. No, schools don't have that, Chester. You're saying OU's bad at the moment? Schools don't have a separate portal evaluation group that I know of.
How do you know?
Should. That I know of. Jeez.
I don't know. I have no clue.
Why do I even say anything on here?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Josh, welcome to last week.
Why do you even say anything?
I don't know, Jay.
Athlon. Jackson R's NL value is estimated to be 1.3 and 769,000. Also projected UCF. That's what Athlon's saying. Who knows? Scott Frost, man. UCF. I'll be interested to see how he does there. Back at it again.
Wrong, guys. More teams that go all in on the portal seem to be doing better during the season. I disagree.
Who? Tell me who.
Ole Miss went all in. A&M went all in. They're not in the playoff.
Well, A&M went all in on recruiting too.
A&M too. You got to go all in. Hey, I don't understand the all in. You got to go all in on everything you do. Every play, every practice, every recruit, every evaluation.
It's got to be
every
both.
Meeting with parent. Every social, whatever you want to say, they got to go all in on.
Yeah. What about Ohio State? They did go all in, big roster, but they did lose to Michigan. They lost 2 games already this year.
They're in the playoff, Jay.
They're in the playoff. That's correct. And they do have better records. That's a fact. Hey, guys, I think everybody. It's not rocket science to realize. All you got to do is look at the portal. Some of the guys leaving. It didn't work out. They didn't hit the portal. OU did not hit well in the portal last year. Name the best portal player they got last year, Jerm.
You can't say Deion Burks didn't play enough.
So who would it be?
I can't say Deion. So
Howard Sharp was the most productive.
Please.
He was the most productive, though, is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is they didn't have a good portal year, and that was a problem. You got to have a better portal year than they did.
Hey, I missed it. I had something up there, but it's gone, so I don't know what it was now. I was going to make a comment.
Yeah, Dominique Williams is probably the best. I would agree with that, Benjamin. I would agree with that.
Yeah, Micah Hudson loves Emmett Jones, but whether or not something like that happens, I just don't know. To me, and that's the thing. You've got to decide who you want, and you got to get them early, and then be okay and content if a bigger name pops in.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 30 minutes in already. I'm fired up. Open the phone lines right now. Let's do it.
Hey, Hookem. Appreciate it. Thanks for the nice comment. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Hookem.
Yep,
Jackson, Jaron Bradley is in the portal, and Jay and I called it 2 years ago on Smoke Room.
Yeah, if that ever comes to fruition, we're going to say we're right, even though we weren't. There's the link to call in. Hey, who do you got right now? Championship game. Go.
I'd have to look at the bracket again, but I think Boise, Arizona State, Indiana, or SMU, one of those 4 is in the championship game.
I got Notre Dame in the championship game. I'm still trying to decide who I think they're going to play. I got Notre Dame in there, though. Let's get to Platone. What's up, Platone?
Hey, guys. I wanted to make a comment about the whole landscape with NIL and all this stuff. I don't know if you guys have been following the legal developments, but there was a settlement that was reached in court that says that next year teams can pay players directly in addition to NIL. So NIL stays the same, but now they can get I think it's $23 million. That's a cap that they can use to pay players directly. Now it's still got to be finally approved, and there's already chances that people are going to file lawsuits against it because from the players' side, they want to have bargaining power for that. And so who knows what's going to come with that. But if nothing if things stay the way they are right now, then there's going to be an extra $23 million cap that teams can use to pay players directly. Now, I guess that's a good thing for OU as opposed to being, we're not, I'd say we're not Texas. We don't have that kind of money, right? We don't have Oregon money, right? So it could be helpful for us if there's a cap, depending on if it stays in place or not. But anyway, I'll get you guys' thoughts on that.
But isn't the cap only on the revenue part? Maybe Hunter can answer that. I think the cap is just on that part. You still have the other NIL part that's totally different, right?
Yeah, I do, and it's revenue sharing. I do think cap would even things out on some things, Jay.
But not really, because you still have the NIL piece of it.
Yeah, you still have the NIL piece of it.
Yeah, so it's not going to be any different, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call, Platoon 20. Thanks for the call. We got Chester followed by Chuck. What's up, Chester?
Hey, I've been on a lot of message boards today and comment sections. And I've been debating, with the casuals, how can you accept that we're going to a bowl game against a military academy? And you know what these people are replying me with? These casuals are replying, at least we made a bowl game. Are you kidding me?
Hey.
That's 1990s OU football. Oh, at least we made a bowl game. This is what we've been arguing about all year. We've been trying to tell people all year. They're defending this garbage. We're playing an 11 a.m. bowl game against a military academy.
Hey, but Chester, aren't you glad they played a bowl game, though?
Excuse me?
Aren't you glad they ended up playing a bowl game with that win over Alabama, though?
Am I glad that they won a game? Of course I'm glad they win.
Okay, so they're
Hey, Jay. Hey, Chester, you are absolutely right. I said it last night. I'm going to say it tonight again. I don't care to even talk about OU Navy. I'm not going to break down game film. I'm not going to say, ooh, I hope OU can get this W. Like, to me, it's only about getting the practices, playing some of the other guys, and see what they got. But
yeah, that's awesome. That's great. That's great. Let's get these guys some more practices so they can transfer and not play next year and go 5-7.
Well, they won't be transferring.
Great program. We're supposed to be one of the elites. We're supposed to set trends.
We're not right.
Not go 6-6. This is embarrassing.
Got to be better.
And I can't tolerate this, that these casuals accept it. All right. I lived through the 90s. That was horrible. And that's what we're doing again. And they're just letting it go.
I lived through the 90s as well. I was there with Howard Schnellenberger, John Blake, Gary Gibbs in the 80s. I was there with it all. I don't think anyone can be content. Now, they can still watch the game and want to beat Navy, but you can't be happy with the season. No, there's no chance. Thanks, Chester.
Thanks, Chester. I will say this, though. The people that some of the people that say, well, it's Navy, I don't care. Those same people, though, if OU were to lose that game, would literally go off the deep end. So you can say you don't care, but if OU loses, just wait. You can't lose the game. You got to win. I know people don't, I don't care. It's Navy. You got to win the game. You got to win the game.
Hey, what is up, Chuck?
What's going on, fellas?
What's
Not
up?
much,
How are you,
man?
man?
How you doing?
Hey, doing good. Hey, just real quick, just a couple of things. I'm thinking about this quarterback thing, and I'm thinking that, instead of holding out as long as it's going to take to see if Mateer might jump in a portal or not, I think we ought to just, get behind Hawkins and let's roll with it. Everybody's kind of down and out about this upcoming year anyway. We need to get behind Hawkins and go with it. And another thing is this: since all these young guys played as much as they did, going to a bowl game is great because it gets them extra practices and more development. So, there's some things that are out of our hands that we cannot control. So, we can look at the glass half empty or half full. So, I think going to a bowl game is pretty good for the young bucks that are sticking around.
Chuck, I think what you said is accurate when you say, hey, it's good for the young bucks, but you're right. You can say that, and you can also say, yeah, we're not happy the way the season ended up for OU, but
right,
hey,
of course not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, Chuck. You can say, yeah, of course OU's not happy being in an 11 o'clock bowl called the Armed Forces Bowl playing Navy at 11, but that's what you have right now. So get the youngsters some work. I'm definitely not happy about it, okay? But yeah, get them some work. See what happens.
And Chuck's right. The thing is, you do have to. It's the practice time now. On the Michael Hawkins thing, though, he may be a Heisman guy in a couple years. He absolutely might be. But there's also that game where everyone watched in South Carolina, and I don't know that BV is going to go into the season without someone else and there being a competition. But it is a tricky thing because if you bring a guy in from the portal, there's that idea that he's got to be the guy starting. And
I look at it a little bit different, but it could go that way as well. But then you can also get someone from the portal to also be there just in case Hawkins gets hurt, because he's not
you're not
very.
going to bring in Mateer though for that.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying Mateer. I'm just saying a quarterback. Period. But because Hawkins, I mean, his stature, he's not a very big guy, and running around in the SEC. Like as much as Mateer ran for our new OC, he might get hurt. Hawkins might get hurt.
Yeah, they ran him a ton in the SEC. You're going to take a beating for sure.
Yeah.
So
hey,
thanks,
Chuck,
fellas.
appreciate you
thanks,
calling
Chuck.
in.
Appreciate the call. Let's get to Bobby. What's up, Bobby?
Hey guys, let's ask a couple of quick questions. Is it that we don't have the money like the other programs to spend, or is it that we don't want to spend the money on some of the elite players?
Here's what
I'm
going to give my honest opinion on this, Jay, because that's what I always try to do. But I think last year, I think since the portal opened the last couple of years, in my opinion, OU thought they could get guys, they could lure guys in with this kind of bait that said, we are OU. We are OU. We're OU. We don't need to pay you as much because you know why? We are OU. And the fish didn't bite it. The big fish didn't come to OU. Now this year, I think they got to say, yeah, we're OU, but that doesn't really matter anymore. We're going to pay you. And now dangling off the fishing pole better be some money if they're wanting to land the big fish. That's what I think.
Yeah, and one more question. If we don't get Mateer, do y'all think we're kind of, since we're going to even have a tougher schedule next year, we might be in a little bit of trouble next year if we don't get him right away? We need somebody next year that knows his system quick. I mean, we'll be in trouble if we don't, even with Hawkins.
Well, what I would love, and I don't know if Hunter can look this up for us, Bobby, it brings up a great point. What did Ben Arbuckle do in his first year at Washington State? He brought in a transfer quarterback in Cam Ward. He hadn't coached Ward yet, and they were pretty good. I wonder what he did at Western Kentucky. Was it a guy that he brought with him, or was it somebody on campus? Here's what I'm saying in that, is I'm saying that I think he's really good at developing quarterbacks. I think, yes, you would love to have a guy that's ran the system, but if not, I think he's going to still have a pretty good offense at Oklahoma, because I think he's just very good at scheming things. I just think he is. Yeah. But now, I don't know if that's going to equal wins or not. That's why I don't know. But
all right, Bobby, appreciate it.
Thanks, Bobby.
Hey, so like Bobby said, the question that's going to be lingering out there for Sooner fans is, and you heard, and I want to get to Lane. I really got to comment on what Lane's been saying. All you've heard since they decided to keep BVJ was, everyone's behind BV. We're going to give him everything he needs. You can't say that. Okay, did they, Jay? They got him Arbuckle. How much did they pay Arbuckle? I don't think they broke the bank for him. So better be some money spent in the portal, period. Now let me get to Lane. Lane, I want to say this first and foremost, because I read your comment on last night's live, the long comment, and I want to say thank you for serving. I want to say that first. I want to say that to all the people who have served in the military, the men and women who have served in the military.
Yeah.
OU playing Navy, this is not anyone that is criticizing anybody in the armed forces. This is, they were talking strictly football here, saying that Navy is not a big-time bowl game and opponent. Now, Navy was ranked this year. OU wasn't. Take that for what it's worth.
Oh, I think the game will be cool with Navy. I think it'll be cool.
I mean, that part's cool. I would never disrespect a military school. In fact, I have the utmost respect for them. I want to get that out there and say that I don't think, on behalf of the chat, I hope no one in there is doing that.
Well, no one is. It's the fact that it's not a big time bowl. That's what it comes down to. And Navy, probably more than anybody out there, You know what Navy's going to do on that game? They're going to come ready to play. It's not like they're folding anything in.
Actually, a good matchup for OU.
Because they're going to give everything they have. That's what they do. I mean, they never not go. They go full bore every time. So, and Kyle, thanks for the answer on that. I'm glad you put that in there. So he did bring Bailey Zappi with him.
Yeah, and look at that stat: 5,900 yards in one season. Now, here's what's interesting, Jay. Ben Arbuckle coached him, correct?
Yes.
They did not run the quarterback much that year.
No, he changes depending on his roster.
And that's why when I said earlier, Ben Arbuckle needs to say, here's what I'd really like to do with the group of guys we got here. And figure out, do we want to run the quarterback a lot or not? And go get that quarterback that he wants.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the Dallas game. They say the ending's crazy. By the way, if you didn't have the Simpsons one on, it was awesome.
It was horrible.
No,
it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I would almost prefer to watch it that way.
Hey, OU, Jay, we weren't allowed to watch the Simpsons growing up. I know. So maybe that's why it's so great. You never could as a kid. You never could as a kid. So now you're like, ooh, Simpsons, finally.
I lived in the same house as you, and I watched it. Why is that?
Mom and Dad didn't allow us to watch that, and you know it.
I watched it.
Married with Children, the Simpsons were not allowed, and you know it.
I watched Married with Children and the Simpsons.
Every time the door opened of our room, you went, oh, and you turned the station.
For me.
Turn the station. Oh, sorry, Mom.
Don't speak for me. Jeez. Anyway, moving on. There was something I was going to get to on the chat. Yeah, Jamar Chase is going off. Let me see if I can find it.
No, we lived a
sheltered
life.
I got a trivia question. Let me go with the trivia question tonight. You ready for it?
PBS. That was Get it on, Mr. Rogers.
You know what's funny, Germ? You can laugh.
Saved by the Bell, though. We laugh in
your beard and your hat, whatever that Gucci jacket is you're wearing. I don't know what it is, but you're first off, Germ.
Gucci is called. It's an old school thrift shop.
This may be news to you, so just listen carefully. Germ, you're never going to be in a Hallmark movie. You're not in one right now. You're never going to be. Stop watching. I know that's like your dream thing is to be in a Hallmark movie one of these days. You dress like it. You grow the beard out. You're trying to act like this guy. It's never going to happen, dude. So forget about it. So anyway, hey, trivia question. You ready? First off, check out the FanStop, www.thefanstop.com. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Check them out. Officially licensed gear, great gear, hoodies, jackets, shirts. Check them out. Here we go. First one, and I'm going to be very clear on the answer to this. You have to get all of them on one comment. You can't put one comment. There's more answers, multiple answers. You can't do one comment that has one answer. The other comment has the other one. They all have to be on one comment. Ready? Here we go. Name the bowls that Brent Venables has been to at Oklahoma, including this year. Go.
Repeat that.
Name the bowls that Brent Venables has been in at OU this year.
They're bad.
Name them. That's what I'm asking.
And then I've got to get to Mez's comment. And Jay, you can look for the answer in the chat. Mez says, Jay Germ, would you consider this portal line haul a success for Bill Beatenbow? Center, Tyler Mercer. And
I believe Grey God might have been the first one. Cheez-It Bowl, Alamo Bowl, Armed Forces Bowl.
Going back to Mez's comment, that would be bad. I wouldn't like it. If you're going to get someone out of the portal, I mean, unless you're going for backups. If you're going for backups, he hit it out of the park there.
Good. What are you talking about?
I don't think any of those guys are.
I like the A&M. I like the A&M guy, but
he's not on that list.
Not on that list. No.
I'm going with the young guys at that point. Jackson or someone was asking for the link.
The link is in the pin. It's pinned. Hey, Sooner Cowboys, that's not the standard at Oklahoma. It never will be the standard. Ever. It will never be the standard. Okay?
There's the link. We got 15 more minutes, and then we're going to be off here tonight. It's been fun so far, Jay.
Yeah. Do you like those bowls? Somebody's asking. I don't know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, appreciate all the vets out there, big time.
Hey, how many enter the portal tomorrow? You have 5 today. I say about 4 more tomorrow.
I don't know how many, Germ. I have no clue. No clue. 2 out of 3 season. Yeah, it's tough, Purple Orca. It is tough. I agree with you. It's tough. I mean, I don't think Brent Venables envisioned that when he came to Oklahoma. It hasn't. He's got to have a good year next year. I mean, it's not like we're breaking news there.
Yeah.
So, and I hope he does. I really hope he does.
Our standards already lowered. Josie is enabling it. Yeah. Okay. Sharp visiting Auburn. Wow. They might. Hugh Freeze might get him and Arnold together, huh?
Good. We'll see. You know what? These portal guys, I think a lot of people take visits. I mean, how long does it take before they're going to actually commit somewhere? You got to be enrolled by what? What is it, Hunter? January? I don't know when school starts at Oklahoma. You would know. January, probably 10th or something, or 12th. I don't know.
Hey, thank you, Lane, for prayers for our dad and just the comment there. Thank you so much, Lane. Hey, Jackson, the standard isn't good. Who determines the standard? Like, I don't understand that.
Well, the OU slogan under Brent Venables is defend the standard. The standard at Oklahoma has always been championships, whether it be conference championships, national championships.
They have failed miserably.
That is their logo, is defend the standard. So they're going to have to be better.
And Danny, you love bad takes, okay? I'm just – if you've watched any live, you know I don't like 6 and 7 seasons. Jeez, dude. Cincy beats Dallas. They're out of the playoffs.
Wait. They were already out of the playoffs.
Actually, they weren't.
Oh, they weren't going anywhere, Germ.
9 and 7 gets you there.
Cooper Rush. He might be better than Dak Prescott, but still, it's not any good. What's up, Greg?
Hey, what's up? So we talk about, has the standard dropped? I would really hope not. But this is my serious question. So obviously the offense was not good this year. Besides firing Seth Luttrell, can we point to anything that Brent Venables did this season to try to make the offense better? I mean, can we point to anything else? He's the head football coach. He's got to step in some way and try to right the ship. But besides canning the guy, did he do anything else? Because I don't know that he did. I think he's trying to delegate too much when he should step in and man up and coach his team.
Well, Greg, here's what I would say to that is after firing Luttrell, what else? I'm trying to think what else he could have done. Now, he did promote Kevin Johns, but I think that was too late. The problem was he got caught behind because first off, he made a bad hire in Luttrell. Second off, he didn't have a quarterback coach. So you have two you're behind the 8 ball already. So you promote Joe John and then move up Kevin Johns. Here's what I would say. The only thing I think he could have done better on the offensive side after making the mistake of hiring Seth Luttrell would have been to do what Nebraska did and go get a guy like Dana Holgerson to be an analyst.
Wait, Jay, you just said the only thing he could have done better on offense?
Yeah.
The only thing he could have done better?
I guess
makes sense, Jay.
I guess my point is, if you go back and look at old, documentaries on Nick Saban and other great coaches, they have their fingerprint on every single part of the team. Offense, defense, special teams. They're getting in everyone's face. They're coaching the entire team. And I just don't know that Brent Venables coaches the entire team. I think he tries to delegate too much. Some of that's needed, but.
And Greg, I think that is the reason is because I think he's that guy who is so loyal and says, trust, hey, that's your side of the ball. You do it. He should have his hand in everything. And the other thing is, I'll say the only thing that BV did really good this year, was, I guess you could say he kept the team together. I think that's really it.
I mean, there's something to that. That's definitely
That's it. That's all he did.
important. But we need a little more than just a rubber band around this whole team. I guess.
Yeah, that rubber band is like an old one that's about to break.
Hopefully not. Hey, every game is a chance to be better. If we want to be in the big games, well, the next game in front of us is a chance to be dominant. So beat Navy, I guess. We'll see.
Yeah, they better finish out strong and win the game. You do not want another 6-7 season.
No, can't happen.
First off, you don't want 6-6 or 7-6 or 8. You want 9-3 or playoff. Is what you want.
If we do that again, this time next year, he's going to be sitting on a deck chair somewhere drinking Mai Tais and watching football instead of coaching it. So, BV, get on it.
That's correct. Hey, Jay. Hey, thanks, Greg. Jay, I don't get what you said when the only thing he could have done better on offense. I'm confused.
Sure. What do you mean you don't understand it?
You're implying that he did everything good. There's only one thing he
No,
could have done better.
what I was saying, Germ, listen, he made a horrible hire and Seth Luttrell. He said it himself. He got set up. He put himself in a horrible situation. In the middle of the year, he fired Seth Luttrell. I think the only thing he could have done other than what he did was to go get an outside guy to be an analyst. What else are you going to do?
So you're saying he handled stuff on offense. He did some things.
No, I'm saying
what you're saying.
all
I
you
see
do is
what
fire
you're
Seth
saying.
Luttrell is all I'm saying. I mean, what
I
else?
was confused.
And I agree with Mr. Dillegaff here. You can listen to the post. I'm sure Brent Venables during the weeks on these guys. Here's what I would say, though. The thing that I was probably most disappointed in as a fan would be this. And this is just from an outside perspective. So don't at me if you don't agree with that. I don't care. Outside perspective is this. Brent Venables is a great defensive mind.
Correct.
He knows, which means he knows offense, which means when they were throwing some of the game plans out there offensively, surely I would have thought he said, yeah, I don't know if this offense is going to work against this defense we're playing. Like you would think, and that's the only part that I'm like, man, I don't know on that part of it. Now, granted, you have Joe John Family, who's never called plays. You have, it's just kind of a put together offense with all the injuries. So you have all that, but sometimes it just seemed like the game plan offensively wasn't even good. So that had me kind of thinking, man, I don't know.
And I know what I just said about BV, that the best thing he did was he kept the team together. I don't want to downplay that. I think that's a very impressive thing.
Hey, by the way,
that's they were to keep them together says a lot about who he is as a person and even as a motivational coach. But they got to be better, Jay. Mr. Dillegaff, what? I didn't see what that said. I was getting ready.
Let me get to it here.
It was said what BV did, or
yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, and Hook, I'm glad you. I mean, it was, yeah. Personally, I know we're talking football here, but yeah, a lot going on. And I'll say this, Jim, I'll kind of piggyback off what you said. There's the Florida State team. You could see it in some of the practice video come out. A lot of those guys quit.
Yeah, that's my point.
That's your point. Is that OU? They were fighting. They were clawing, man. They were giving it their all. They weren't winning, but they weren't quitting. And you got to give BV. I mean, that tells me that they love BV as a coach. They love playing for him. They just got to start winning some games, or it's not going to work out. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
you can't hide from that.
Mr. Dillegaff says crapping on your players in interviews tears down team chemistry. If the coach does it in public, then it gives the players to go ahead and do it to teammates. That makes everything worse. Yeah, and I think there's ways you could do it and not tear them down. It's this. This is bad. I've got to fix this. We've got to be better. I mean, but
hey, and Chester, you know what? I don't like the term doom and gloom. First off, here's what I'll say is if a team is not playing well and somebody says something negative, that's not doom and gloom. That's fact. I'm so tired of the doom and gloom. Like, if a team's not playing well and you're complaining, well, be better, win games. It's not doom and gloom. Now, if you want to say they'll never – now, doom and gloom would be this. This would be doom and gloom. OU will never make another playoff ever.
That's people who say that.
And that'd be doom and gloom. But just calling it as it is, as teams are playing and not performing well, that's not doom and gloom.
Jay, when will Arbuckle start?
He's there, man.
You think he's already doing things?
Yeah. They're not implementing an offense. They're not doing anything like that.
No, I mean, I wouldn't think so, but
No, they're not doing anything like that. I think he's there kind of evaluating probably. That's what I would think he would be doing.
who wants to be the last call of the night? You have an opportunity. Hey, check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. We are 16 days away from Christmas. You may have cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, grandkids, sisters, brothers who are college football fans of another team. Well, go check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com and sign up for your cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, sisters, brothers, favorite team's shirt of the month club. Okay? Or get OU's shirt of the month club. Use code SURGE, 10% off. Great people at the fan stop. Great product at the fan stop, thefanstop.com.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the last caller?
And Force, I know Force is trying to get us going with that comment. Yeah, he's in the thick of things, Bobby. I agree. He's ready to roll. He's probably just evaluate and see what they got going on offensively, what they need. Probably, if I would think he's probably watching a lot of film to see what they need portal wise and kind of how many guys they have, how many guys, because like it or not, you may see 4 or 5 guys into the portal today, like we saw, but I can promise you the coaches probably know who else is entering the portal.
Well, yeah, Jay, they've had conversations. I mean,
Yeah,
they
so maybe
didn't play in the
it's
SEC title game. For 2 weeks, they probably had conversations.
Yeah, and some of these guys that are portaling, they're not portaling, they're got processed probably. So
yeah, it is funny. Eric's calling people out in the chat. Eric can call in if he's got something to say. I don't know why he's got to beg other people to call in.
I think it's pretty crazy. Some of the people that say, and you know what?
To me, it kind of seems like he's obsessed with some of the callers about he wants them to call in so much.
Yeah, I've never understood that. It's like put your, I mean, if you put your word where your mouth is. If you want other people to call in, just call in yourself. I don't know. That's just a thought.
That's weak. Him and BB should be working day and night. Best. They have a lot of work today. Yeah, they have a lot of work to do, period.
Yeah.
Benjamin says OU's running it next year.
Well, and it might be sarcasm, Eric, but here's the problem with text and words and tweets.
For one, Coconut Gray's never said anything to him, so it's kind of
you can't tell on a chat if something's sarcasm. I can.
Correct.
But I don't care. I don't want to get into it with anybody on that aspect of it. Just want to.
Yeah, I don't think
have fun and talk ball. That's all I'm here for.
I don't think we're gonna have another caller tonight, Jay. I think at least 4 Sooners into the portal tomorrow. You had 5 today. It's been great being on here tonight. Appreciate it very much. We will see everyone tomorrow night for a terrific Tuesday night here at the Sooner Surge. Thank you all. We appreciate you all, and we'll have fun again tomorrow night. See you later.